Hello, I'm back and ready to continue the Post-Shadowbringers, or I guess begin, and totally about to have a flashback about a quest I did way before right now. Totally. It's just the flashback is going to happen like right now. Like right now. Like now. And here is the flashback for a quest that I totally did before completing the main quest line of Shadowbringers. Hail Sinner, might this old woman impose upon you to travel to Fort Job in her stead. My son Chathwick is with the guard out there, and I have a package for him that wants delivering. I'll go myself, but my knees simply aren't up to the task. This quest I totally did before completing whatever, killing the Asian dude. Etch something. I forget his name already. A package. Oh, food for Mother. Everyone will be so pleased. Her last letter mentioned how distraught she was to hear that members of the guard had given their lives at Holminster Switch, and how touched that so many more risked themselves to protect it. But of course she would be. Our whole family is from there. After all, I expect that she wanted to express her feelings by preparing food for us. She does that. Wait a moment. You were at Holminster Switch too, weren't you? I saw you on the front lines. I knew it. I don't think I could ever forget the sight of you facing down, eater after eater, without ever once flinching. And it's not just me. You're an inspiration to all of us. Here's an idea. What if you pass these out to the rest of the guard? I'm sure that they'll be awestruck. Okay, passing out food that I totally did already. I mean, this is the only time I did it. It's just I did it before, and I'm remembering doing it. How the hell do I get to this guy? Excuse me? He must be up somewhere. Yes, he must be up here. Simple solution. Here's a sandwich. You have my thanks for this course, but also for the battle. Remember you well, though we lost many. Would have been many more without your aid. Need to smoke the marijuana. Excuse me. Ow. This one's below. I guess all these guys are below me. It's a sandwich. Chathwick's mother made this. That's the best news I've had in days. Her cooking is excellent. Sorry that we couldn't save their home, but at least the whole family made it out alive. Ah, food, thank you. And may I just say, it's a true honor to have you there. Here, your bravery on the field will not soon be forgotten. Here's a sandwich. Wicked White, you're her. You were there in the middle of it all, strong as 100 men, a bulwark against the tide of eaters that threatened to overwhelm us, and now you brought me a sandwich. Pleased were they. I expected as much. I apologize for asking such a trifling task of you, but we lost a lot of people on the battlefield. Anything that might raise morale was well worth trying. And I thought that if they admire you even half as much as I do, well, cough. In any case, you have my sincerest gratitude. I saved my favorite portion of the food for you, so please take it along with my thanks. And I totally did that before completing the Shadowbringers main quest line. I'm totally gonna go, and I totally flew around and completed this, but I'm not going to show that. So when I come back, I'm going to be back at the what do you call it? place with Tataru and start in penis. And the flashback is over, and you can see I'm back in the clothes that I changed into after coming back because the other clothes were stinky from being in there the whole time. And okay, now I'm ready to start. Hi, Tataru. Shaken resolve. Jeez, gods, it's good to see you. Hope your being here means you've had your fill of rest. More than my fill. Well, you certainly earned it. Not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has finally stopped at the Gimelt Dark, and that the Empire has shown no sign of movement. Which means we'll actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Great, hope you don't mind. I'd like to ask Flamen to join us. She'll want to know what happened to Minfilia. I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet you on the terrace at the House of Splendors. The where? Either way, I think I leave. Super fast here. Oh, Minfilia's mom. Jeez, Maya, has been too long. Tataru, you had mentioned that I would be joining you. Did she not? Thank you. Words cannot well express how I have longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. So Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next oracle, this girl who Thancred named Reen. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they are quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. She's mine to ask a favor you, when you next return to the First, to tell Reen what I cannot. To tell her thank you. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but could I have a word? Real, I hope you're here to tell me you received word from our helper. I wish they have not had a peep out of him, and it's been a good long while now, too bloody long, on account of which I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can't get a signal to him from closer up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Only as if we can ask Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through the Gimelt. Now the fighting's died down. Gods know there's enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling my thumbs. Any road. I just thought I'd let you know. Now I'd best be. I nearly forgot. Carl's at the stones and she wants a word. Something to do with the patients. She was getting ready to examine them again when I left. We best head back then. I'm sure it's important. No, back to the Rising Stones. I'll fast travel. Seems she's still examining them. Oh, I do hope it's nothing bad.
You're here. Good.
So, how are they?
Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examinations suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Leave it to me.
Thank you.
But where's she even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct? Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I for one am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
Alright, back here, Crystarium. Where I totally was just not here. Having the thing, his flashback is thinking of being here, not actually being here, you know? Guess I could have fast traveled. The Aspiring Skywatcher. I have so many blue quests to do. So I'm done with all this for Stormblood here and Endwalker to unlock dungeons and trials and stuff. Do you have business with the Crystal Exarch? Just say, oh, I don't need to. It's just the gatekeep. Always forget about him. Achi's you returned. I hope your time in the source was suitably restful. But of course, it wasn't. Go on. The corporal aether shows sign of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you'll be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Mistress Kyle Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friend's body safe while we wrestle with the problem. They cannot forestall the separation of body and soul indefinitely. Come, the others must be told. Gonna guess Thancred isn't gonna show up since he and Minfilia or
Pray excuse my late arrival.
Reen, whatever, went off the gods nowhere.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryl's findings.
I suppose it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryl is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy. The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
You're all mistakes.
I would not soon throw my life away. Not after the lengths you and yours went to save it.
Also, wasn't the point like that? Not necessarily that he would die, but that he would cease to exist. So it's like he didn't. I don't know. I guess I don't really understand that part.
And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
Oh. What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
What?
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion? Rather than dwelling upon the multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success. I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects
I'll be back.
besides.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
I own you
Well,
guys.
it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend. Yet were we to immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease. We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain new Mo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrand is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me. Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Faithfolk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Ooh. Oysters on the half shell. I don't even know what that is. I'll take lemonade. Is it? I think I got a weapon thingy. Remembered seeing. It's definitely better. Definitely don't like it more. Take that out. Update gear set. Cast glamour remove. See what this one looked like. I don't remember. Kind of liked it. 78. Oh, a grand adventure. The Grand Cosmos, that is, the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I think it best that I devote mine energies to the creation of White Auracite. By thy leave, of course. The process requires no small amount of time, and should the new Mal consent to lend us their aid, we will have need of a suitable vessel ere long. Excuse me. Agreed, then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. So 433 item level now. It's pretty cool. Before I fast travel there, I did want to... Is there a bell there? Guessing it's crystalline mean. Hope it's not some weird, like, I'm up here in it, but it's down there. No, it's right there. Confirm. Shouldn't level up though. I need her to get to level 6. Okay, sign adventure, go on the quick one. Alright, now we can go. Quite a ways away. And now you can see, totally have all the attunements complete for all the locations that I totally did before finishing Shadowbringers. And now only 6 more locations. And then Walker, so that's what? I think it's 4, right? So 4 each one, and then 1 main one, not counting a main one, so like 4 times 6, 24 blue ones left. I went ahead and counted all the quests I need to complete before I well, I guess just all the quests that I want to do before I move, which is basically all Endwalker. It's all the main story quest lines possible, and I included those blue ones. It's like over 200, so got a lot of work to do. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon Pyre host familiars, and I expect our reception today to be no different. Which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not petitioned for assistance? You can't honestly think barging in looking for a fight is going to persuade them. Actually, I believe the Exarch may have the right of it. They had no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who could overcome my defenses. As with any true seeker of knowledge, and there is little we can say or do to convince them to help us, we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. But we can seize their interests, mayhap we can earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is then. But I must say, Exarch certainly seem to be enjoying all of this. Do I? Well, I will not deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem to be in rather high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised, her moods invariably improve when Cheese is around. What exactly are you implying? She's a lesbian. She averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume her has been extinguished. 'Tis only natural that we be pleased to see her. Yes, well, you have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we've finished here. Of course, then let us proceed to the palace. I'm assuming this is going to be... Yeah, I was going to say, is this going to be a dungeon? Because there isn't really anywhere else to go. And I will need to be back. Gotta use restroom. Penis. Alright, I'm back. And... So who's going to be the tank here? Is it from a party? See, this is... interesting. Yellowing's all around her.
Very well.
Let me see. So take your Stola. Alpha Male has to be the healer.
Very well.
And Exarch can be the tank. He has to be the tank. Can I even Assuming I'm good registering for that. Kind of looks like Cthulhu or something. Cthulhu-esque. So clearly we go this way. These guys gonna turn alive. Exarch. Whoops. Gonna save the Eye of the Dragon for a different group of enemies. Presence Chamber. Interesting name. Whoops. Damn, the big guy died before this little one. Oh, they're cool. I like them. I'm just gonna use the Eye of the Dragon again. Got one eye again, at least. Okay, first boss. Ooh, Seeker of Solitude. Oh. The brooms are cool. Sorry. There's a lot of AoE stuff. Ow. Ow. Well, we didn't kill him, he just kind of left, I guess. It's a pretty place. is this? Like 1, 2? I mean 2 or 3? Whoops. The wrong order again. Ooh, treasure. That hit me. I think it did. Thought I was out of it.
Away with you!
I really like this engine. I don't know why. I just like the look of it. It's very nice. Jesus. My health. What's this one going after? Stola. Boss number 2, don't have a jump, it's okay. Crystal XR, can you go do your thing? Thank you. So you take it out. I guess. I'm confused. Oh, I see. It's gonna blow it out. Oh. Nice moan. And she died. Oh, shit. Just one dragon? Like a little mini boss, I guess. Oh, treasure. I think there's only, oh, there's actually quite a bit more. They're all relatively low. So I won't do my AoE moves no more. Guess we're going this way. People in here appear to be friendly. Yep. Oh, fucking Crystal Exarch, dude.
Away with you!
Okay. Look at this guy. Holy moly.
Gloves are off. Away with you!
Oh, they killed the dragon too at the same time. What's gonna spawn? Oh, there's a cutscene. You've sold these halls long enough. Come, Lucas, our guest that you want for company. Looks pretty neat. Get rid of the map. Come on, Crystal Exarch, you start. Alchemist, swear to God, if you die. Did I die? I don't know what happens. No, we were all on fire. I guess we were supposed to... I guess I was supposed to go touch something. I wish they would just spawn us outside the boss. Okay, I think they did something to the left. Don't know what they did. Oh. Captain Bolt. If that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, maybe I should be away. Scorching right is right, okay. I think I get it. Oh, right. Damn it. Does that mean he's coming after me fourth, I think? Oh, hitting my fucking wrong shit, man. I keep hitting. I'm not going out of combo. Kind of hit him with the limit break. Damn, I think that chunked him good. I got 4 again, I think.
This is going to leave a mark.
There we go. I haven't done that in a long time. Every dungeon's been so serious. A serious face. How many of those do I have? Only 190. Cool.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
Oh, he's one of these.
Backlook, tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
Sake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to heal.
If you will not be satisfied, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again.
We're enablers.
That damn court mage seemed to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety. Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
Cruise all you want, we won't die. We won't lie down except defeat. We would never misuse it. We would never misuse it.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more? Do you swear it?
No. No.
Excuse me. Oh.
Very well. I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
Gotta blow my nose. Think I can hold it though. Alpha male, there you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Becklug. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't had to resort to using such words when treating with them. I have ever sought to convince, not compel, yet I cannot deny that. Part of me is glad Urinator shared his knowledge of the new Mo with us. Had he not, Becklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To keep our guests waiting only would add insult to injury. We now enter the Grand Cosmos. The party NPC avatars to make. Open the trust interface located under duty in the main menu. Yeah, I wanted to look at that. Duty and trust. Spell Glamour, Glamour 1.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Spell Glamour. Duty support. Are these just like random people? Could take, I don't think those are my guys. Can take, oh wait, hang on, what are their names? Oh, they're just random Scion people. And here is when you start taking people. Interesting. We mustn't dally here any longer, Chiefs. Becklug is to hear the truth of our travels in the purse. You of all people should be present. Everyone going inside.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Everything we told you. Of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities. All of it is true.
Damn.
I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own, and your soul is the densest of them all.
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Vorthri and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
You spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White Auracite, you say, an intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. Such an energetic, unstable state, there's no telling what may happen to their souls within the Auracite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw aether from your surroundings. This process must be halted and the resulting surfeit of aether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these F-A-U-X. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Is it fox? It's not fox. I don't think you pronounce the X. I want to say it's faux. Faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. Cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters, their aether made stagnant by the light. corrupted, stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might or might not, but I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. And I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. While I see no need for all of us to accompany you, while you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist your nadir in creating the requisite art site. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Becklug as necessary? Let us make for Almarang then. Alright, I'm going to teleport. And then I'm going to be back, because I feel like I just had to, like, blow my nose. Just feels stuffy. Alright, I will be back in a second. Alright, I'm back. I'm going to probably finish this last quest real quick. And there's actually a class quest I want to do my level 80. I think it's the last one. So I'm going to do that right after. So this is Halric, is it? Yes, it's etheric balance and is perilously toward the light. Toward stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? Same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. You will become a sin eater. You don't know that. We defeated the wardens and banished the light from the night sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Mumble. And perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the aether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Obert. Then for far darker purposes. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it, but for their sakes I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Okay, treat the patients with the soul tonic. Dot dot dot. Todd stares blank at you. It seems the tonic has had no effect. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? I feel warm in my legs. They don't feel as heavy. Looks like it worked a little bit, at least. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients at least. The most severely afflicted show no response. As I feared then, 'tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal aether, whatever. Their incorporeal aether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in later stages of corruption like Halric appeared unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone, his mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wait to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten the recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. Ooh, creamy salmon pasta. That sounds good. Okay, so before I continue, because I'm going to be going in like 30 minutes to the movies, going to see Scream 6. I'm excited. Go to, I think Dragonhead is the one I want to go to. Need to talk to the guy who's been giving me all the quests. I think hopefully it's a short quest line. I don't think I had to do anything. It's just like I looked into it last night after finishing Shadowbringers because I was curious what the class quest was, because it wasn't popping up at the top left where it usually does. So I wanted to find out what it was. Although, oh, Gone but Not Forgiven. Yeah, that's what it is. And it doesn't seem to really do much. You said talk to this guy, I think. I don't know if there's more, but I at least want to start it and have it. Gone but Not Forgiven. Ah, geez, it's been too long since last we spoke. Your visits are far more frequent than those of another former student of mine. However, it would seem he still prefers to keep his own company. The same could be said of Houston, whatever, forget her name, who has made quite the name for herself as a hunter in Dravania, according to Ornkai. How fortunate timing. Speak of the dragon, and he shall appear. Greetings. Would I be correct in guessing you have returned fresh from one of your adventures? Laid to rest the dreaded Andrea in a land known as Norvant. I don't remember Andrea. Travel to a world beyond our own. Think that such a place could truly exist, and that you have fought such terrifying foes. To fall so far from grace, 'tis a tragic tale if I ever heard one. One similar to that of Nidhogg. Aye, though nothing will ever compare to his malice, even death cannot quell his thirst for vengeance. At least Andrea was not nearly so consumed by hate. I doubt not that Rendere's soul is at peace. Don't remember Andrea. Peace. I wonder if Nidhogg ever found it. I fear his soul yet lingers, doomed to wander endlessly. That is too cruel a fate, even for him. I share your sentiments, for as the Azure Dragoon, I once gazed into his heart, as he gazed into mine. Such rage, such sorrow. I will not accept this, that none should mark his passing is more than I can bear. What say you, Cheese? Perhaps we could honor who he once was, if not what he became. Then we are in agreement. Though I must admit that as part of Race Belgar's brood, I have little knowledge of Nidhogg. Deeper insight is needed if I am to properly pay my respects. Faunum is of his brood. If anyone would know, it is her. Let us make haste for Zenith. I like that little dragon. Ornkai or whatever he is. Me all the way up here. Faunum has come. Welcome, noble dragoon. Ornkai has explained all. Pray tell, what was Nidhogg to you? The wellspring of my strength, a relentless adversary. Relentless adversary. And much more, for through his power you were forever joined. Two souls entwined by fate. Though you have faced Nidhogg's wrath and sensed his pain, you cannot know him as we dragons once did. We would fain hear his tale. Nidhogg was without equal even among our kind. Destined was he to guard this world from catastrophe in place of his sire. He valued strength above all else and considered the affairs of mortals beneath his notice. Only the 7 great worms were worthy of his attention, and among them none but Ratatorsk, whatever truly understood him. Her song was beautiful indeed. She graced both dragon and man with her wisdom. She was invited by Thordan, king of men, to speak on our behalf. Ratatorsk, whatever, expressed our desire to live in harmony. However, it was known that Nidhogg did not share these views. When the king asked her how her brother saw mankind, she did not hide the truth. He believed that such frail creatures were incapable of protecting this star, that the task must be entrusted to the 7 great worms alone. And that is why Thordan slew her? Ratator, whatever, and even had no intention of sowing discord, but the king could not countenance that his kind would be treated with such contempt that we dragons would seek to claim the star as their own. He turned to Ratatorsk, whatever, taking only her eyes, not only her eyes, but her life. When Nidhogg discovered that King Thordan had murdered his beloved, his fury was beyond reckoning. For all his strength, he could not master his own rage. It utterly consumed him. Dragons, men, we are all the same, slaves to our emotions, subservient to our hearts. Yet there are those who would seek another path, as I once did. I turned my back on my father and his quest for vengeance. Valiant dragoon, by your strength was the dragon song war ended, and by your compassion was a new alliance forged. She's and I are living proof that we can live side by side. We shall speak the message of peace to man and dragon alike, and when we are gone, our descendants will do the same. Tell them of Nidhogg, his strength, his weakness, his love, his hate. Tell them the truth. Ornkai, you wish to commemorate Nidhogg's passing, yes? As my father once enjoyed the fragrance of mist lilies, perhaps they would make a suitable offering. What a splendid idea. Thank you, Faunum. I haven't often seen such flowers blooming in Old Town. Follow me. It's like a nice little conclusion. I guess there's no level 90 class quests. I wonder why. They seem to stop at 80. I guess they just wanted to. It was easier to do role quests to throw all the types of classes together or something. Which kind of sucks, but I understand. Almost there, almost there. I wonder when the next expansion is going to be, because I think it should come out this year. Maybe. Maybe not. But they came out every 2 years, I think. So like 2021 was Endwalker, 2019 I think was Shadowbringers, 17 was Stormblood, and 15 was Heaven's Ward. I'm pretty sure. Search for the Mist Lilies. So there were Mist Lilies here after all, then it would appear my memory served me correctly. A pity that the same cannot be said of my eyes. It is of no matter. There is one thing that concerns me, however. In your funerary rites, the offering of flowers and such occurs at a grave or place of significance, I believe. But where should we choose for Nidhogg? Kiribania? Yes, that would be considered his final resting place, if that was where you fought the primal born of his eyes. Although I must say, Cheese, you seem rather adept at putting down dragons and primals that resemble dragons. It makes me glad that we are not enemies. To matters at hand, then, I shall go on ahead and meet you in Kiribania. Kiribania? Okay, Albania. Isn't this... I should do the dragon. This is where Nidhogg died? I didn't think it was here. Relieved to have found you at last. I had become rather lost, you see. Perhaps we had best hurry on to the royal menagerie before I lose my way again. Oh. Because they had his eyes. I think, right? Nidhogg, we are come to honor your memory. Though now that we are here, I'm at a loss for words. Cheese, is there anything you wish to say? You will be remembered, your legacy will live on in the songs of your people. I guess he doesn't care to be remembered by humans, but let's do I guess so your legacy will live on in the songs of your people. From a distant star, a father bore 7 eggs. Great worms rose forth, powerful and wise. On blackened wings, one soared on high, with a roar that set the world a-tremble. Guarding their home in the father's stead, he was fearsome, yet just. Man, wicked and vain, betrayed the worm and his kin, slaying his beloved, and plucked out his eyes. Thenceforth he lived only for vengeance, his wrath irrepressible. 1,000 years hence, 2 champions of mankind were granted great strength by the stolen eyes, destined were they to face the worm who had arisen once more to wage war on his sworn enemy. At the end of their struggle, the wayward sun fell silent. These guardians continue to watch over the star, their heroic deeds recounted by minstrels and storytellers far and wide. Should've got a picture of that. Oh well. She said, I'm not blind to the sins Nidhogg committed. I mourn the loss of what he once was, what he may have become had he been dealt a kinder fate. Although this was but a small gesture, I am sure that our thoughts have reached him. Have much to ponder on the return journey, and expect that Alberic will wish to hear what we have learned from Faunum. Perhaps you could visit him in Caucasus. And finally, to ride the dragon. Midgard summer. There's supposed to be a song. Where's the song that plays? Or does it happen once I get off the dragon? Nope. There it is. Well, I think that's just this area. This little town, village, whatever. Were you able to pay your respects? See, this is the first time I have heard such a detailed account of King Thornton's acts. Betrayal in the moment, but a betrayal nonetheless. Pity is far beyond the reach of justice. Though it may be hard to come to terms with the crimes of our forebears, we must accept the past for what it is. Of course, I shall be sharing this information with the rest of the Temple Knights. No doubt they will be keen to speak to other members of Nidhogg's brood to verify this version of events. In the meantime, there will be much to be done in building relations between man and dragon. We will aim to follow the example set by you and Ornikai, and work together for the good of all. May the Fury guide you both. Oh, did I get all this? Dragon Age 4. I don't get a level up too. Good timing. Smoke the marijuana. Alright, now I can go here. And this is probably it for today. I'm gonna go watch Scream. And Panda's birthday party is after, so yeah, that's probably it for today. So, thank you to whoever may be watching. Hope you have a good day, night, evening, whatever time it is for you. Toasty, if you're watching, I love you, and penis.